Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Stockton. My name is Mark Heyman. I'm the service leader this morning. We welcome anyone and everyone to join us as we search for truth and meaning from the teachings of science and the wisdom of the world's religions. Join us as we seek to live and act with principle in a confusing and imperfect world. Our guest speaker today is the Reverend David C. Couper, and I will just say that he is ex-chief of police from Madison, Wisconsin, who retired and then became an Episcopal priest who writes poetry. If that doesn't get you hooked, I don't know what will. He will say a few more words about himself, if you don't mind, David.
Okay. So, good to see everyone this morning in the UU community. It's kind of when I told friends I was going down to a UU church on the border of Illinois. They said, "Well, are there any down there?" And well, here you are, and here I am. So I'm quite comfortable speaking to small groups of spiritual people. After my 30-some year career in policing, I did get one almost biblical call, which is a whole other story, to go into ministry, and I served two very small Episcopal churches in the Wisconsin southern area, in Portage, Wisconsin, for about 9 years, and then 17 years at a very small community just outside of Milwaukee, a place called North Lake, where the Milwaukee industrialists over the years had a short line railroad that used to come out there, and they would vacation in the parks. And that area was also known for having lakes around it, so it's North Lake, where they provided ice to the city of Milwaukee back at the turn of into the 20th century. So quite the career there. So interesting times we find ourselves in today. So let me begin.
Actually, I've got you a little farther down. I just wanted to have you say a few words.
We should at least sing, shouldn't we? I mean, that's why you sing for your supper or something.
No.
Well, just lead me on. Just show me what to do.
See, he was about ready to start with the message, but we've got a few other housekeeping things to do here. No, that's great. I just wanted to give them a thumbnail sketch before you start to speak for real.
Oh, do I get to speak later?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, we're counting on it.
Okay, thank you. What's our book?
Yeah.
Are we singing The Journey, or?
That's what we'll be singing out of today, the gray one.
Oh, wait. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay.
He's got one of those.
It's always nice to have a program. What's going on? Thank you.
Now that is concluded, I'm going to ask Joan to play the prelude this morning. The chalice lighting this morning is from Keshab Chandra Sen with an arrangement by John Haynes Holmes. Under the Church Universal, which is the depository of all ancient wisdom and the school of all modern thought, which recognizes in all prophets a harmony, in all scriptures a unity, and through all dispensations a continuity, which abjures all that separates and divides, and always magnifies all that unifies and brings peace, which seeks truth in freedom, justice in love, and individual discipline in social duty, and which shall make of all sects, classes, nations, and races one global community. Unto this church and unto all its members, known and unknown throughout the world, we pledge the allegiance of our hands and hearts. It may be one of those mornings. Please open your hymnals to hymn number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. A joy shared is enlarged, a concern shared is lessened. Please feel free to come forward and share your joy or concern, or place a stone in the bowl in silence.
Hello. You get two for the price of one this morning. For you don't know me, I'm Terry. This is my husband, Alan. And unfortunately, our son died on Monday. And was quite sudden and very difficult. And he was only 41 years old. And I guess there's not much else to say except we're broken. And go ahead. You can say something.
Right now, I don't think I can.
I got it. Okay. Thanks for all of you for being here.
Thank you.
And our hearts are with you, all of us. So whatever you need, you know where we are. Get one of those directories and reach out to call us.
If there are no others to come up, I will drop a stone for those joys and concerns which are held in our hearts. Amen. We'll have a short moment of meditation followed by hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
Hello again. The hymn, how can we keep from singing? So it reminds me from the Psalms that we're talking about. The Psalms talks about the people of Israel being banished from their land and say, how do we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? And I think to a certain extent, I don't know about you, but I feel like I live in a foreign land. In Nazi-occupied Europe, the words, and we've seen this in many black and white films, show me your papers. Show me your papers. And it chilled the soul. It meant fear and control and obedience. We're not quite there yet. We swore that would never happen here. But when a government agent in our own country can stop a person on the street and demand are you a citizen, when people are taken away to sort things out, we are closer to that darkness than we care to admit. Martin Niemöller was a German pastor during the Nazi era who first supported Hitler because that's what we were doing. That seems to be the best thing. The economy was terrible. Hitler would save us. And he finally saw what tyranny looked like. He stood up, he spoke out, he was arrested, sent to a concentration camp, and survived barely. And later wrote words that we must never forget today. Niemöller wrote, "First they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a member of a union. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me." We might revise that today. We could say, first, they came for the immigrants, but I did not speak out because I was not an immigrant. I was a citizen. Then they came for those who still belonged to unions, and I did not speak out because I was not a member of a union. And then they came after the libs, the Antifas, those they called woke, and those who did not join MAGA. And I did not speak out because surely I was not one of them. But then they came for you and me. And we did not speak out because there's no one left to speak for us. So when I was a boy, adults around me taught what I'd call moral behavior, good manners, how to behave. And for many of us, because maybe our parents were working, we learned this from our grandmothers. I know I did. Be kind, be fair, be respectful, don't lie, don't cheat, stand up for the underdog, and speak up for what's right. Now those lessons guided me through two vocations, policing and ministry. And they are sort of my practical theology. And now closer to 90 than 80, I find myself puzzled, maybe even a little fearful, and angry because my country no longer feels like the one I came from, the one I grew up in, the one I hope to leave to my grandchildren. I was a street cop during the 1960s and 70s, years of assassinations, riots, and protest. I remember Dallas, Memphis, Selma, Watergate, Vietnam. And yet even then, there was still a sense that the system could correct itself. The system would prevail. Even presidents, Nixon, Johnson, Kennedy, even the Bushes, felt some obligation to truth. And when citizens protested, it mattered to them. The people's voice could still move power. But today, something has changed. The old tools of protest no longer work. I joined a group of Mennonites a few weeks ago who came through Madison teaching a nonviolent way to make change. Marches and letters and rallies. The ways we once ended wars and confirmed and confronted racism, no longer piercing the armor of those in power. Back then, leaders could still be shamed. Totality of the shame is enormous. Shame seems to be gone. Have they no shame? No, they don't. They have no shame. Truth itself is under attack, twisted beyond recognition. Propaganda flows faster than facts. At a recent demonstration of No King's Day a week or so ago in Dodgeville, Wisconsin, I saw this great sign. It said, "Prevent truth decay." Prevent truth decay. Truth Social has become the perfect name for a lie. We are living in an age when cruelty is normalized, lies are monetized, and those who resist are demonized, even charged with crimes. So what do we do? I mean, when the old moral levers no longer move the machinery of power, what is it that we do? Well, last week, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, said something extraordinary. He called for a national strike, not out of anger or violence, but out of conscience. And I believe he's right. I think the only thing that's going to help us is a strike, a quit, a non-conforming acts of resistance. Not slogans, and it's going to mean sacrifice. Not shouting, but silence and solidarity. A strike that reminds our leaders that this country cannot function without the consent and the goodwill of its people. When ordinary Americans withhold their power, their money, and their participation, they remind the powerful who truly governs this nation of we, the people. Earlier this year at Holy Wisdom Monastery near Madison, a place where I now reside, over 100 of us gathered to adopt a declaration called Here We Stand. We took our inspiration from the confessing church of the 1930s in Germany. Pastors and lay people who refused to bow to Hitler and declared their loyalty to God and conscience above the state. Our declaration rests on 4 convictions. First, we object to policies that dismantle democracy and harm the vulnerable. 2, we reject Christian nationalism as a heretical distortion of Jesus' message. 3, we stand with immigrants, LGBTQ plus people, women, and all persecuted people. And fourthly, we care for the earth and oppose those who endanger its future. On August the 2nd, more than 500 of us carried a rough 150-pound wooden cross in silence through the streets of Madison to the steps of the state capitol. No chants, no speeches, just quiet footsteps and resolve, and a large banner which proclaimed, "Resist government cruelty." Resist government cruelty. A woman came to me afterwards in tears. She said, "I've marched before against war and racism, but this was the first time I stood up for my faith, what I believed in." That moment said everything. Faith isn't about belief, it's about action, about standing up when it matters. And it matters now, and it matters greatly. Because masked, unidentified ICE agents are raiding homes and workplaces without judicial warrants, dragging away men and women whose only crime is hope and a chance for a better life here in America. They are not all murderers, rapists, and drug dealers. That is a lie. Some of them have violated our law, and some of them need to be returned to their country, but not a lot of them, because most obey our laws, are just trying to get along like the rest of us. We know them. They're hardworking people who pay taxes and want to share the blessings of this nation. They want to be one of us. To say otherwise is a bold-faced lie. When the agents of government operate in disguise, nameless, unaccountable, freedom itself begins to suffocate. If we remain silent, it will not end with immigrants. It will end by all who oppose governmental power. It will reach dissenters, journalists, teachers, clergy, and eventually anyone who dares to resist and not cooperate. History has already told us how a story like this ends. We know the history, and it doesn't end well. So what must we do? We must, first of all, unite for the common good. We the people together. Before anything else, we must come together. Set aside partisan lines, tribal loyalties, and old grudges. We must remember who we are. Neighbors, citizens, moral beings, bound by a shared hope in justice and freedom. We must rebuild our sense of community through faith groups, unions, civic organizations, wherever people gather, listen, and act together. No movement succeeds divided. Democracy depends on strong solidarity. Secondly, we must stand up peacefully but firmly. Nonviolent resistance is the lifeblood of conscience and of democracies. We must resist cruelty without becoming cruel ourselves. That means speaking out, writing, voting, refusing to cooperate with injustice. If we cannot march, we march. If we can march, we march. If we can write, we write. And if we can vote, we vote. Never letting even a primary election go without our vote. And if we don't do any of those, we stand by those who can. And this is moral courage. Peaceful, it's disciplined, it's unyielding. It is the spirit of the civil rights movement reborn in our time. We remember those days. Many of us were active in the 60s during those days. Thirdly, we must withdraw our consent, a moral strike for democracy. As the mayor of Chicago noted and urged, it's time for a national strike, a collective pause of conscience. Not violence, not chaos, not cooperation, a peaceful shutdown of business as usual until truth, justice, and compassion are restored to public life. Close the stores, leave the offices, step away from systems that profit from lies and exploitation. Boycott the billionaires who buy silence and spread division. Let the nation feel the quiet power of moral withdrawal, of people claiming their dignity and saying, no more, no more. Democracy is not a spectator sport. It is a living covenant, renewed only through our participation, our courage, and yes, our love. These are our three calls to conscience: uniting for the common good, standing up peacefully but firmly, and withdrawing our consent. If we do these three things calmly and lawfully and together, most of all together, we will remember who we are and help America remember too. Let this be our pledge: to do what is right, to stand for the truth, to protect the vulnerable, to love our neighbors, and resist peacefully, steadfastly, and together. Resist what we certainly know is wrong. Yes, some things may be wrong with our major governmental institutions. It may be, but what is happening is not the way to make corrections in which decent working people are cruelly punished by wanton actions of our government. Let us listen once more again to the preamble of our Constitution. A prayer, really, a prayer from those who came before us, our founders, men and women who fled tyranny. They're familiar words, beginning with, "We the people of the United States," in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure government and domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. Let us never forget how we got here, the hard lessons, the painful missteps we made, the people we wronged, and the courage of those who called us back to our better selves. We were never perfect. Maybe we weren't even great. But for 250 years, we have kept trying. And that's a big difference. To do better, to be kinder, to live more justly with one another and other people in the world around us, especially those who do not live as well as we do. That's the real greatness of this nation. Not in power or wealth, but in the quiet work of conscience, the daily effort to build community, to care for the vulnerable, and to keep faith with one another. And so let us go on, still imperfect, still learning, but still believing that together with love and courage, we can help form that more perfect union that our ancestors dreamed of, that our children still deserve, that we all strongly aspire. Amen, and may it be so.
This month's service partner is the Stockton Food Pantry. Please be generous. In looking over the back of today's order of service, I saw a number of announcements, but one that I did not see was about our concert The Iowans are playing here next Saturday at 2 o'clock. Please come and join us. It's always a good time. Are there any other announcements?
Of course there is. There's all sorts of stuff to talk about. We're the UU. Just a reminder, it's on there. Trunk or Treats Friday. Everybody is welcome. Costumes are optional. We would just love to see you and have you come help us. And we think we're going to have a really good turnout with warm weather this year. So help is always welcome. I haven't been downstairs to look yet today. We have lots of pumpkins. We're going to have a fun time. We're going to carve and paint pumpkins after church. Anybody who wants to stick around, they're more than willing to help us out. It'd be great. I know we still need some candy, so if you have time to grab a bag and put it at the church, that would be great. If you'd like to donate some cash towards it, we would really appreciate that too. And again, just remember, if you're the one handing out candy at home, make sure they all feel welcome. Special needs, older kids, not getting in trouble, but trick-or-treating are definitely a welcome sight. Thank you.
Not seeing any more announcements. Please turn to hymn number 121, We'll Build a Land.
We'll
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of commitment, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Until we meet again. Please turn to number 577. It is possible to live in peace. I will read the Roman. You will respond with the italics, please. If someone with courage and vision can rise to lead in nonviolent action, the winter of despair can, in the twinkling of an eye, be turned into the summer of hope. Nonviolence is not a garment to put on and off at will. Its seat is in the heart, and it must be an inseparable part of our being.
It is possible to live in peace.
Nonviolence, which is a quality of the heart, cannot come by an appeal to the brain. It is a plant of slow growth, growing imperceptibly but surely.
It is possible to live in peace.
If a single person achieves the highest kind of love, it will be sufficient to neutralize the hate of millions.
It is possible to live in peace.
If we are to reach real peace in this world, and if we are to carry on a real war against war, we shall have to begin with the children.
It is possible to live in peace.
The future depends on what we do in the present.
It is possible to live in peace.
Mohandas K. Gandhi. The postlude, The Witch Baba Yaga by Tchaikovsky.